This is Ted, and I prayed and prayed and prayed sincerely, prayed enormously, prayed how much I could last night, like I've done many times before, and requested highest angels, requested who I was praying to, who was God and the Creator of Ted, the Creator of humans, the Creator of heaven and earth. I prayed like a maniac and requested, again, like I've done many times before, the truth with no misinformation, the complete truth, complete accuracy, completely truthful, completely honest, how honest possible, how truthful possible. And I was asking information about, well, first, who am I? You know, the question again, nth time, who am I? And I was told I am God, and I am the Creator, and I am the Creator of all humans, and I am the Creator of earth. I am the Creator of heaven. I am the Creator of all angels. I am God. I am the one living God. I am the one and only and complete God. I am the one and only and complete the Creator. I am the one and only and complete Lord. I am the one and only and complete King of all things, of heaven, of earth, and universe. I am the I Am. I am the Alpha and Omega. I am God, what existed with no other gods, nothing else what existed. Nothing existed. Only God, who is Ted, a long time before God learned how to create, had to develop all of this technology and learn knowledge and mine things from the earth, you know, including gold and precious metals and different metals. Had to invent computers and operating systems and software and technology, digital technology, analog electronics, digital electronics. Had to invent electricity, had to invent electricity generation, had to develop many things in physics, had to develop many things in chemistry, had to develop many things, technology, building machines, had to build many different machines, had to build by himself completely. God by himself did all of this. Then, with all of this technology and software and computers and operating systems and many things digital, many things technology, and many things analog and digital, learned how to create and started creating and became the Creator and started creating small little things, what we're living, and little tiny, like insects and bugs and little things, and then started creating little animals, and then started creating animals and fish and small little things, and then started creating things additionally advanced until God started creating things like people, what were like physical living things, people, similar to humans, and physical living things with no growing occurs. Then started creating upgrades to self. God realized I better start creating upgrades to myself, and then created these things like people and different things. It was like animals and with a mammal brain or a spiritual connectability brain with spiritual connectability, and created a first spiritual upgrade to self. And then with a long time of parallel, after creating enough upgrades to self with spiritual abilities, God killed off the old thing, what was starting to deteriorate and starting to decline and starting to have many problems and many health problems. Therefore, God, who is Ted, who is the Creator, learned how to create. This is Ted. Highest angels answered Ted. Ted is God. Ted is the Creator. The one and only complete Creator existed completely, totally, absolutely, without any doubts, by self, and learned how to create. Existed for at least 1 billion years before starting to create things like people and angels. That's what we're telling you. Just an enormously long time was able to somehow exist an enormously long time before creating, and was creating upgrades to self when needed, how quickly possible. God, we think, existed for at least 10, has existed for at least 10 billion years, believe it or not, and additional 10 billion years, and somehow existed. The universe somehow existed, heaven somehow existed, God somehow existed, some things to eat somehow existed. We think God, who is Ted, and the Creator, is the original creator. We do not believe God was created by another thing, another creator, or another God. We believe God somehow existed and then learned how to create. And somehow much of the universe was already formed and existed. Heaven existed. Things to eat there existed. Some things. Therefore, these things, what many have deemed to Ted's left to be holy Bibles, are not holy. These are not holy in the slightest. Ted then requested, is the New Testament true or false? And we're telling you it's nearly entirely false. Then Ted requested about the scriptures, what existed in times of before Jesus. And he's told it's about 10% accurate at maximum currently. And if nothing else, because of obsolescence. Many things were revealed to humans in your primitive times for your primitive cultures and your primitive knowledge. Therefore, these things are worth much less than nothing to nearly nothing. I'm not going to throw them this time. I'm just going to set them over here because some humans were about ready to kill Ted, or drop Ted for throwing these things and getting really hostile or hateful. Ted was hearing loud spiritually and was hearing many things spiritually about how hostile or hateful humans were getting, because Ted through what they still deem to be holy Bibles, and many of them will defend these things until their death, and they'll be defending them until their death. Many will be defending these until their death. Therefore, this is what Ted is trying to tell you. Now, these quote scriptures are not really scriptures. Marginally, what they had, the Jewish had in times of Jesus, are even, there's obsolescence. Much of this is even obsolete. Even what they had in times of Jesus, what they had in temple in Israel and Jerusalem. Therefore, it's not worth much. It has virtually no value currently. It's virtually worthless, to much less than worthless even what they had in times of Jesus in temple and Jerusalem and Israel. This is virtually now worthless. And they can't take verses here and there and use them against Ted. These things are now so obsolete, it's not even remotely funny, and definitely not even remotely accurate enough for these times. Therefore, they can't say he can't be child of Messiah, them still in Judaism. These things are... God did not create from dirt or dust man. God used technology. God had enormous advanced spaceships in orbit to start the creation of Earth, including putting things in the oceans and the waters to start the creation of the atmosphere. This took thousands of years, humans of Earth. It took thousands of years to create Earth. Earth was not created in 6 literal days. It took thousands of years, approximately 6,000 years. These were 6 millennial days, approximately, actually. Even what books of Moses are not even accurate enough.